I've talked about this before. I've mentioned it before, so I'm going to say it again because apparently people still just can't, get it through their heads. This Sally plush, this authentic Sally Acorn, Princess Sally plush from the Sonic Live in Sydney, Australia stage show in the Sega World down there in Sydney, Australia, this Sally plush is not for sale. No matter how much people want to ask that, no matter how many times they want to say, well, how much do you want for it? She is not for sale. And if you want to know why, I'll tell you why. I will tell you why she's not for sale. One, I spent too much on her. I spent 250 plus on her. Two, I used money at a time that I was basically saving as best I can to come back here from Kansas because I wanted to be back with my family because the year prior on my birthday, my grandpa passed away on my birthday. And that pretty much made me make up my mind of I'm coming back here no matter what the situation or how it's done. And glory to God I was able to do that. But in between then, not only was I saving money to get out here, but I was trying to put a little on the side so I can have a little splurge money as well as money to pay rent and bills with. So I was doing what I could to make it back out here. I was doing what I could to make it back out here financially. And when I saw on eBay, and because someone just told me to look on eBay, and I think I may have also heard about it at one of the Sonic fan forums. I went to eBay, and lo and behold, there was the Sally plush. And there was a time limit, and people were betting on it, and they were betting, and they were betting. And I had the money at the time to where I decided, all right, I'm going to bet. I'm going to bet some money. I'm going to try to win this bid. And at the last moment, I won the bid. Almost right into midnight of the next day, I won the bid. Thus becoming one of the, I don't know how many people out there that basically was going to be coming into possession of an authentic Sally plush from the Sonic Live in Sydney, Australia stage show at the Sega World down there. And since that day that I received her in the mail at my apartments, in Lawrence, Kansas, Prairie Ridge Apartments, ever since that day, I have made it perfectly clear to anybody that's asked me then and even now that no, she is not for sale. She's not. Because again, like I said, I spent too much money on her to get her into my possession. So no, she is not for sale, nor will she ever be for sale. Period. It's like if somebody offered someone, $1,000, if you will, for their autographed, authentic rookie Tom Brady card. If they offered them $1,000 for this authentic, rookie Tom Brady card signed by Tom Brady, it's like if somebody offered that person that much money, the person they were offering the money to would say no. Why? Because not only is the card authentic, through and through as the rookie card of Tom Brady, one of the greatest players that's ever lived in football, not only is it authentic through and through, but it is actually signed by the man himself. So no matter how much money someone would want to offer to buy that rookie card off the person that owned it, the person that owned it would say no. And that the only way they'd ever sell it is in case of a financial emergency. And that would be it. Otherwise, forget it. And I can tell you honestly, my brother-in-law, my second oldest sister's husband, probably has a lot of baseball cards and memorabilia that are worth thousands, if not millions of dollars, stored away. And if somebody was to ask him, how much do you want for this and this and this, I guarantee you he would say no too, because even though he can make a good crap load of money off it, it would mean too much sentimental-wise. It would mean too much memorabilia-wise. It would mean too much to him because of the fact that It's something that was passed down to him throughout his family, and there's no way he'd want to part with it. So basically, no matter how much people would offer him, he wouldn't do it. Period. End of discussion. And the same is said here with me. I spent too much money, almost to the last second of that bid in 2007, to basically turn around many years later and say, yeah, go ahead. Whoever wants to offer me money, you can have her. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. It's like if somebody went to my mom and said, hey, how much do you want for your program when you went and saw the Beatles at the Cow Palace? How much for your program, your authentic program, when you saw the Beatles back then? You know what my mom would say? She'd say, it's not for sale. Okay, how much for your authentic ticket for going to said show? Not for sale. And you know why? Because that's memories for her. That's memories of the fact that she won those tickets to go there, and watch her favorite band live. So for me, that's what it is too. It's memories. It's memories of me achieving something that, some people would say is unattainable. It's memories for the fact that God gave me the opportunity to do this at a time where I was also saving money to come back here to be with my family. And he wanted to give me something as a bit of a reward, as a bit of a feel-good situation. Not only for having a job that I was using to save up money as best I could to get out here, but also basically as a way to show that I was taking responsibility to make that happen. I was trying to figure things out best as I could to make it happen. So, in the long run, long story short, no. My Sally Acorn Plush, the authentic one, this authentic Sally Acorn Plush from the Sonic Live in Sydney, Australia stage show, which I won off eBay, which was mailed to me at my home, my apartment in Lawrence, Kansas, from Sydney, Australia itself. She is not, nor will she ever be for sale. End of discussion. So I get people want to get their hands on it. I understand that. And I know I'm not the only one that's probably being pestered by people day in and day out to see whether or not they would sell their authentic Sally plush, whether it's a big one or the one that's the size that I got, or a smaller one, or whatever, a puppet, whatever. I'm sure they get pestered a lot too, and they probably have to come out and say no, it's not going to happen, not for sale. So I just wanted to come out here and pretty much clarify this once and for all. My Sally Acorn plush, the authentic Sally Acorn plush here, that is from the Sonic Live in Sydney, Australia stage show and the Sega World theme park there, is not for sale. It is not for sale, nor will it ever be for sale. And also, it's a bit of history too, because that Sega World is not there anymore. It's not there anymore. So that's a bit of history, collectible history, that I'm not going to part with. And you got to ask yourself that question too. Would you do that? Would you part with something that, it represents something that's no longer there? Ask yourself that question. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and I'll talk to you later.